Yes, it's a new sound for our introduction to the Badminton Talk podcast. Of course, brought to you by, as we know, the Q Shuttle. And good morning, everyone on the Badminton Talk podcast. We are recording this on the 25th of November on location, Mark Topping.
Yes, John, we're travelling.
We're travellers now today, are we? Yes?
Absolutely.
Where are we travelling? We're in Dublin City.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not in our studio as we normally are. We have things to do, John, don't we?
We do. We're on the app, and of course our listeners will be hearing this on the 27th of November, Saturday the 27th of November, at 11 a.m. And as promised the last week, we would look and see, Mark, how the finals went with the Irish Open. That's one of our key objectives of this Badminton Talk podcast. So were you watching it, Mark?
I did some volunteer work under the leadership of Greg Farrell last week, so it was a busy old week for a group of volunteers, and Greg to go in there on Tuesday morning, absolutely blank canvas, and we set up a whole team of us, that beautiful setup for the Irish Open. 6 courts we set up. I tell you, some of those black mats are very heavy to roll out, John. But anyway, it was good fitness training. I'm delighted with myself. I digress. Let's talk a little bit about the finals. I was at the finals on Saturday. Great day for Malaysia. 2 titles for Malaysia. And a great day for the Dutch badminton.
Give the Badminton Talk podcast claps. And of course, as I'd heard, Mark, there was something like in the region of about... Yeah, there finishes the clap. Sorry about that. I hope you can still hear my voice. I heard something like 20 or 22 million about 2 weeks before the event, just to prepare. They decided to stay in Europe because of a lot of the COVID restrictions. Mm-hmm. So they knew once they were safe over here, they could... it was the start of like the 3 big tournaments this side of the world. That is the Irish Open, the Scottish Open and the Welsh Open.
Yes, they're all international challenge tournaments, and they certainly used Ireland and the Badminton Ireland Academy under Dan McGee at the National Indoor Arena in Blanchardstown. I think there were, you're absolutely right, about 20 Malaysians in town for the last 3 weeks. And I think our players have benefited from practicing and training. All our top high-performance players have benefited hugely from that experience in the last 3 weeks. And Malaysia did extremely well in the Irish Open.
So where do we start with? Singles, Mark, or the doubles? You could take your pick. I'm feeling good today. You have the choice, you know?
You're very kind, John. That's very generous of you. Yeah, well, let's take it in order. The first matchup was the mixed doubles.
Okay,
number one seeds from Holland.
Okay, the way we're going to do this, we're going to hit our little... There you go. The Q Shuttle. So the first one, Mark.
Yeah, mixed doubles. Robin Tabeling and Selina Piek from Holland. They were the number 1 seeds. I think they're ranked inside the top 20, might be 19 in the world. Really good outfit. Very impressed with both players. Tabeling at the back has a good dig. He was really up for this match.
They had played recently, about a month ago. Was that right?
That's right, yeah. Oh, you could tell he was up for it because they had lost Danish opponents at the Dutch Open. Mikkelsen and Soby were the 2 Danish opponents, and I think they might be ranked about 40 or 50 in the world, but they had actually beaten them in the Dutch Open, and I think that hurt. And you could see, particularly Robin Tabeling, I felt was really up for this game, but obviously Selina Peak as well. And they came out 21-18, 21-15 winners. A little bit of a scrappy match. Often finals can be a bit anticlimactic because big day. It's not easy to get titles. It's very hard to pick up titles.
I thought at the start of the match, for the first couple of minutes, they were all nervous.
They were.
My goodness, they were serving in the nets and they were making some fairly basic mistakes. And I know that, but it's probably symptomatic, as you said in the introduction, Mark, of the fantastic job Badminton Ireland and Craig Farrell and his merry men did in creating that atmosphere at the indoor arena. And cameras. It was national on TV Cahir, wasn't that correct, Mark?
Yes, I watched the coverage back afterwards. It came across very well. Super and Dan McGee on commentary.
A new career maybe for Dan?
Yeah, he's absolutely.
He's good, isn't he?
He's very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Big shout out to TG Caha for coming along. They only did the first 3. Why can't they do all 5?
Well, that
next year that might be progression.
Oh, yeah. Well, it only lasted for 3. Just think about that.
Yeah,
and it's a start, though. We have to take what we can get. Well done to the men's single winner. Sorry. She might have won it once, I don't know.
I think she has. She's won it twice, I think.
Twice. Yeah. So she's 27,
and a runner-up
I think.
once. She's a good, experienced operator. Tall, lean.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
But your money wasn't on her.
No, I actually called it for the Chinese Taipei. The underdog ranked 150 in the world, whereas Lena is, I think, in the top 30 or 40 in the world. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah.
So you, as I suppose, going into the match, the number 1 seed, he wasn't even seeded. So that gives you an indication. So really good result. I'm very impressed with the Chinese Taipei lady. Very quick on her feet, mobile, and good shot selection. Always playing the right type of shots, pushing her opponent around into the 4 corners.
Yeah, I remember when I was watching Sophia playing one of the Malaysians. I think that was in the last 16, round of 16.
Yes.
Just on the you talk about the Asian players. Now, this Asian player, she had such power in the smash, but she didn't show it off all the time. There seemed to be the knowledge of knowing when to use your military weapons, if you want to put it that way. Your big power. And she toyed around, and only when it was needed did it come into play. That does say a lot about the top level badminton players, the way they manipulate their opponents to the positions that suit them most, and then boom, out it comes, Mark.
Yeah, particularly in singles, you really only want to use your big smash if you can get that short lift. So you're constantly waiting your opportunity. You've got to be patient in singles. You've got to, because everybody's very good at putting on the back line, and what's the point in bringing out your big weapon when you're on the back line? You've got to maneuver your opponent out of position. Patience is the key. Actually, Nat is extremely good at that.
Yes.
That's one of his big weapons. He just keeps that shuttle in play. He waits his opportunity before unleashing his weapons, his smash. Actually, Nat's tremendous stop drop. He's got a lovely stop drop.
Stun,
yeah, very slow drop, but he jumps up. It looks like it's going to be a big smash, and he just slows the racket down at the last
Do
moment.
that yourself, Mark, as well.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
I've
seen
shot.
you known to do that one too. Don't be. You've fooled a lot of us too on that shot here. We're here on the back, of course, recording this on remote at the moment on a beautiful morning in Dublin. It is the 25th of November. The sun is in the moon just to our left, if you can see there. Looks like a half moon there down Mespel Road, a beautiful part of Dublin. And yes, we're recording this to hopefully all our listeners of November, Saturday and beyond. We're reviewing the Irish Open, which was sponsored by AIG, as Mark said. There was on TV. We've just reviewed the 2 of the events. So which
event came up that was televised by TG Caha was the men's singles, and this was Malaysia's first title of the day. By the way, big shout out to the Malaysian fans in the stadium. The noise level went up.
Little emoji there. Short one. The 2-second one, of course. Yeah, we have picked that up when we were inland with the Malaysians and the Indonesians. It's an experience, Mark, isn't it? A crowd, it adds that atmosphere, and I didn't make the final, but he did. I suppose he came up with a better place.
Well, I didn't actually see the match in the semi-final. Mads Christoffersen from Denmark beat Nat in the semi-final. I I would have called it 50-50 before the match.
Yeah.
Both outstanding players. I'd say Nat is slightly disappointed. I'm sure on home soil.
Yeah, the cameras coming out, and he trained so hard for it, but as you say, Mark, you've always said it, Mark. It's hard to win. It's hard to win.
Titles
are hard.
Rare. They're tough to get.
And only one person wins.
Exactly.
Sorry, I've been a bit rude, Mark. Sorry, but you know what I'm saying. Only one title.
Only one title. Yeah. So I'd say Nat was disappointed. Mads played very, very well. And so this is one I called wrong. I always did the final start.
You got this one wrong?
I did. I predicted.
See, I would have went in and put a punt on that.
I thought Mads Christoffersen was the better player. But I have to say, a great performance from the Malaysian Yao Sang Zo. At least 3 Malaysian flags in the crowd.
Brilliant.
And there was a good contingent from Malaysia, and they were noisy, and it just... why Irish badminton supporters, why don't we bring flag?
The referee be out saying be quick. I'm only joking. We got to bring the drums out.
Yes,
we got to bring the drums out.
Let's bring the Bowrons out.
Bring the Bowrons out on that. Yeah. Maybe Mark, you could set up a Bowron group, and we could all bring our pieces of equipment. And then when we have Irish presence, be it the juniors, the talented juveniles, and the talented seniors, we could start beating our drum. What do you think, Mark?
I think
so. Maybe you could set that. That could be something for 2022.
Perhaps I'm a little bit old for that, but maybe somebody younger. Let's get our spectators out.
Philip McKeown, maybe.
He's a bit younger than me.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. He's still under 5'0", isn't he? I believe when he's getting close to it. But yeah, he could perhaps be someone to do it, or maybe Seamus Halpin could give us a hand too, because he'd get the loudness out there. His elocution so good.
He's in the umpiring. They've got to be neutral, John.
Okay,
they've got to be very fair. They cannot be taking one side or the other, John.
Right.
I don't think Seamus is a runner for that.
Okay, well, maybe we'll have to put that out on social media.
Yes,
okay, let's get our drums together. If we're looking for
next Irish Open, let's get a big crowd and let's make a big noise for Nat.
Yeah,
and all our Irish players.
Of course, absolutely. So where were we, Mark? We were talking about Nat unfortunately made the semis, but you were talking about at the end of the day you got your prediction wrong.
Yeah,
but
I thought it was a sort of a contrast of styles. That final Mads Christoffersen, tall, lanky, very powerful, big weapon from the back of the court. But where the match was won and lost was Yao Sang Zo from Malaysia managed to take the net, got control of the net, and he did obviously have to lift, but he forced Mads Christoffersen into lifting, taking away that big weapon from Mads. So a good win, 21-18, 21-14 in the end, the Malaysians.
2 sets, my goodness. Well, congratulations yet again. And of course, Badminton Talk podcast here is sponsored by the Q Shuttle. Mark and myself here on location reviewing the Irish Open. So next, Mark, the next one, number 4, the fourth of the 5 events.
Yes, it was the women's doubles. Another win for the Dutch. It was the second title of the day after Tabling and Peak had got the mixed doubles. So this was Gile and Sennen from Holland beat the Australian rivals Chen and Somerville. I think they were unseeded. They might be a new combination actually. Never played before. This was very impressive performance. Even though it was 3 sets, Gile and Sennen from Holland impressed me. Particularly their defense, very, very good.
They could defend all day.
Yeah. They lost the first set, 15-21, but closed out 21-14, 21-14, second
Impressive.
and third set, and never in doubt for me. That was a solid performance. I'm going to follow those Dutch ladies in the future terms. I like the look of them. I think they could progress quite far in certainly at European badminton level. Very, very good.
Yeah, so it's a high bar, Mark. It's
It
a high
is.
bar, very
Yeah.
high bar for any of our doubles partnerships in Ireland. But you see now what the task is ahead. Okay, so that leaves us to the fifth and final one, Mark. So do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, men's doubles. Probably the most anticlimactic match of the
Really?
day. Had been fortunate enough to be there late on Friday night to watch the semi-finals. And Easton and Russ from England probably was maybe a match against Mads Christoffersen. This was the match of the tournament, the semi-final. Played a Malaysian pair in the semi-final, and there seemed to be a little bit of niggle, and there was lots of ha and shouting and rah, roaring. It was a tremendous match. It seemed to bring. It's actually quite a rare event. Both were on fire.
Yes.
They wanted to win, and the speed and the power was incredible. Easton and Russ, I was sitting up quite high up, and after the match, I could see them go around to the practice court, and I could just see they flopped out. They had given everything in the semi-final, and I kind of knew the result. I knew the Malaysians were going to win just from the body language. It was an absolutely brilliant win by the Englishmen in the semi-final, but I knew...
Well, they got silver.
Yeah.
Lots of rankings.
21-17. In particular, the first set, you could see they were just... they were half the pace they had been the previous night. So it was a little bit anticlimactic, but that's why it's so hard to win. You've got to pick yourself up and train yourself so hard that you can play these huge matches in the quarters and semi-finals and still come out and perform in the final.
Yeah, I think, Mark, there were some cracking matches during the week. I spent the whole day, dedicated 2 full days to it, and it was tremendous. I have great memories of the match. We shared a couple of good matches there, Joshua McGee and Paul Reynolds.
Yes, they had a great win in the first round.
They had
an American pair.
Yeah, absolutely superb win, 24-22, 22-24, 21-18 was just a terrific match. And I think he was playing Arno Merkel played singles. I think the most enjoyable singles matches I've ever watched.
Yeah, we were right behind.
Behind it. And Merkel, you need characters in the game, and I'm going to say that he was wonderful to watch. Mind you, he did get a yellow card, but I think at the end he put his hands around his opponent's back, congratulated him. I just thought he earned the respect of the crowd, and it was a terrific 3-set match. He was a nano bit from getting to the next round. Was beaten 21-18, and if it's still on the cameras, you should go back and look at that game. Absolutely fantastic. Some great memories, Mark, then from the Irish Open. What's your, as you look back on the Irish Open, the first big event, I suppose, of the calendar, thoughts on that?
Isn't it great to be back? I just thoroughly enjoyed watching these top-class players. I think the standard has gone up, and that's a tribute to Badminton Ireland's ambition. They've upgraded the tournament up to taken the tournament up a level compared to previous years. Bigger prize money, bigger world ranking points, so it tends to attract the bigger players. And it was, for example, Tabling and Peak. It's very rare to see they're ranked inside the top 20 in the world in mixed doubles.
That's brilliant.
So it's very rare to get anybody inside the top 20 to come to the Irish Open, or has been in the past. So that's maybe we'll get more and more. Mick, could we go up another level?
Yes,
I think it might be the next level is the BWF Tour 100.
Well, I think
that's where the big prize money starts.
Well, I think if we there's some fantastic juniors coming up, and I'm saying there's a bunch of them there, and there's a really good even juveniles there, and I think if they're nurtured well, these guys are the ones that could, show. I mean, a lot of them are showing themselves getting to, latter stages in competition, and if they can continue that, it's a little bit like, Mark, when our golfers did really well over the last 15 years with Harrington and McIlroy and Shane Lowry, for example, and McDougall. So So what they did was they got, they get Ryder Cups hosted in in Europe, maybe also in the Irish Open is down there in the Ardara Manor, and it attracts the top players in the world. That's what sport does when these young guns can show high performances. And I think, and I'm putting Nat into that young gun. He's still a young gun out there. So if continues to show what his presence is, they will all be wanting to play when he's in competition, and others, because that's what the best players like to do. Play the up and rising stars, and there's always new rising stars coming to the game, and it seems that Badminton, there's an opportunity there, so let's hope that's grasped and pushed along.
Yes, I totally agree with you, John. Anyway, so that's our review of the Irish Open. What's coming up for you, John? What's happening in your world in the next little while?
Okay, we're here on the Badminton Talk podcast on location on a cold but beautiful morning in Dublin. I suppose you said to me, Mark, the badminton every day of the week. So the big one from the Irish under-9 head to Caldas de Reina in Portugal.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, next week.
Who's on that team?
Who is on that team? Well, we have the likes of Matthew Chung is on that team.
Brilliant. Great
Vincent Pontenosa.
Great talent.
Yeah, Scott. I was going to say Scott Evans. My God, there would be a slip, Mark, but I was just testing you. Scott Gilday, of course.
Who, by the way, just going back to the Irish Open, I thought had a very good tournament. Scott Gilday and Vincent Pontenosa.
Yeah, strong partnership there.
They had a good game against the Grimleys, the number 4 seeds.
Yes.
And they were taking it to the Grimleys. They were taking points off them. The Grimleys, they didn't get points easy, but they took it to them. So there's another potential rising partnership in Irish badminton.
We also have Irwin Guan, who's trained in the National Indoor Arena, so he's on that ticket and well deserved. And we have Sophia, and we have Laura Comer.
Brilliant.
And Lucy Fox is on that team.
Oh, lovely!
As
I
well.
haven't seen Lucy for a little while. Yeah, good to see her out.
Yeah, no. Well, with COVID, it's very, very challenging to do that. To keep in touch with them. And Mark, do you know who the last person is? Just testing your knowledge.
Maybe, I guess. Flynn?
Yes, good. Yeah, I see knowledgeable Mark Topping. Always good for a table quiz now, I can tell you that, Nessa Flynn, who actually did very well in the Irish Open too. She had a very good 3-setter against Lorenzo, the Spaniards. I was very impressed. That was really good. Again, it's great to see the juniors developing. That's what we want to see. And keep that going. So they head out with, of course, Craig and Aisling.
Oh, the coaches.
The coaches, Craig Courtney and Aisling Ryan. So we wish them all the best of luck. And of course, that's taking place next weekend, and it'll be streamed, so we'll be able to see how they perform. So that's kind of.
I'll be tuning in.
You'll be tuning in now, Mark. We'll keep the sequence. I believe you're heading off.
Yes, John.
It's finally coming, is it?
It's finally coming. I'm super excited.
Mark Topping is heading off to the World's Championship in Andalusia.
Correct.
In La España, so maybe you could pop over and see the boys and girls in Portugal if you had a few minutes.
What's it, about 4 hours drive?
4 hours would be nothing to you there.
And 4 hours back.
If you team up with Ray Webster, I'm sure he'll be able to find a car solution and pop you over and back. Ray's always at all these events.
Yes.
So
I think I'll meet up with him here at the World Championships in Spain. It's a week-long tournament.
Wow, how many competitors, Mark?
So I think there are probably 2,000 plus, maybe 3,000 plus competitors. There's essentially, I think, 8 tournaments. There's the 35 plus, the 40, the 45 plus, the 50, the 55 plus. That's my category. 60, 65, and 70 plus.
Your category, Mark.
You can still be world champion when you're 70.
Is that your category? I thought you were 40s. God.
No, I'm 55.
Of course, we're going into the Dan McGee category there. Oops, sorry, Dan. I hope he's not listening. He was telling me the other day, had a little chance to stay my estimation of his age was closer than your estimation. So you were giving him more the early 30s, and I was giving more the late 30s.
I've been nicer, John.
Yeah.
You're a bit mean.
Okay, Mark. Okay, yeah, but I have to say he looks more like 30 than 40. So there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mark, how many disciplines are you entering?
I've decided to enter all three. Although I'm not a natural singles player, as everybody knows, men's doubles and mixed doubles are my two favourite events, and that's what I'll be targeting.
Wow.
Seeded number 3 and 4 with my partner Graham Henderson in the men's doubles. And
nice.
I've got an excellent partner from England, Debbie Miller. And
we're seeded
3-4 in the mixed doubles as well. So, yeah, super excited about it. The draw came out last week.
Sorry, 1 sec, Mark. Are you seeded in the singles?
I am, John.
Oh, you
I don't. I'm so surprised.
Right. Okay. Well, I noticed you didn't mention that one, and you told me about your bragging about your seeding in doubles and mix, which you do deserve, of course, Mark. But
number 9 to 16 seed in the singles.
Okay, that's not too bad.
79 men have entered in the men's
wow.
singles, so it's a big tournament.
Yeah, we won't be too knackered going into the doubles after playing the singles. You have to how do you manage that, Mark?
Well, I've prepared well.
Okay,
I'm in good shape. And I have a few strategies up in my head.
Well, the Toppings always had, I know Bruce and Mark always had strategies, and you do need strategies, the posh word for plan. So he's a plan up his sleeve.
Yes, exactly.
Well, okay, Mark. So, do you know how many games you would have to play? Like, what's the...
let's see. I think there's about 44, 45 in the men's doubles, something similar in the mixed doubles. So being seeded, I think we're into the round of 32. So, for example, if we were to get to speculate.
Yeah, well, you have to aim high, Mark, and you have trained to try to, get that juicy medal.
Yes, absolutely.
Gold, of course. Go on.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That is definitely my aim. So, in the round of 32, so win one game, round of 16, win another, round 8. That's 2 wins. Third win take you into the round of 4. Fourth win will take you into the final. So, 5 wins. In the men's doubles will give a gold medal, and 5 wins in the mixed doubles, so I need 10 victories to 0 to take away 2 gold medals with 2 outstanding partners, of course.
Right, and 5 more for the singles.
Now the singles is a little bit different. I'd be in a round of 64, so that's an extra round there. So
is it pool table or knockout?
It's
all knockout. Yeah.
So I'm in the round of 64.
So it's 6 matches.
So it was fortunate getting a seeding in the singles, because that puts me in the round of 64. There's some people in the round of 128.
Golly!
So to win the singles, I would need to win 6 matches. If I was to come away with 3 gold medals, I'd need to win.
Advice, Mark.
Yes.
I think and yoga over the COVID period for a year and a half. So my one advice is win in 2 sets. That means it cuts a third of the nonsense out.
Exactly.
And we even saw in the Irish Open, when you have to go 3 sets, and you talked about Rory Easton, was it? And Zach Russell and that, they tar themselves out, and then the next round, even at their tender young ages, when you're a little over 35, Mark, the recovery. My advice would be win in 2.
I'm going to take that advice.
Okay.
It's very good advice.
Be
John.
aggressive, go win, and if it doesn't pay off, well, it's probably the best strategy anyway, I think.
Yes, it is.
So,
Yeah,
but I'm sure now you're going to do. I'm sure you're going to. Win 1 match, 1 point, 1 match at a time,
and that is very much my mindset. Is we're in the realm of speculation here for the Badminton Talk.
It's great to speculate, Mark, on the Badminton Talk podcast. Yep.
But that is my whole way of playing badminton. Is I just take it 1 point at a time, and I'm going to win this point. Yeah. And maybe I didn't win that point.
Next point, yeah.
And I put the past in the past very quickly and just focus in the present.
Yeah, mental preparation is so important too.
That's how I approach badminton. And look, if I win more points than the opponent, I'll go through a round, and that's the way it is.
Brilliant. Well, Mark, hopefully this World's Masters will be streamed live, because it would be great to see you out there in Andalusia latter. Keep an eye on the streaming and see, and if Philip McKeown is listening to this, he can keep an eye on it too, and because we all wish you well. Can I just ask you a final question, Mark?
Yeah.
You and Graham are going. Do you know who else from Ireland is travelling out in these challenging times? So I mean, fair play to you and Graham. But who else is going?
So Pam Peard and Shan Williams are travelling out, and they have really worked hard. I've seen a lot of them training down in Whitehall Road. And so they're
seasoned campaigners, would you say, Mark?
I think a gold medal is a distinct possibility for both Shan.
So run out to Paddy Pars and throw a fiver, maybe?
Well, it's like any tournament, as I've said before, it's incredibly hard to get a gold medal.
Yeah.
Amazingly difficult.
And need a bit of luck too?
Just, a touch of luck. And at the end of the day, it's almost the survival of the fittest at this. It's not getting an injury and being able to play your best throughout the tournament, and it's a long, hard tournament. But they're certainly contenders. Possibly not favourites, Pam and Sham, but strong contenders.
What are they playing?
Medals.
The over?
They're playing I think they're in the 55 women's doubles.
55. Okay.
So I'm putting them down for a medal.
Okay. So
I'm not sure what colour.
Okay, so we have two partnerships. Any more players?
One more player, Brian McKee from Ulster.
Brian McKee.
Yes. So there's only 5 Irish players going out.
He's been years, Mark. He's done the Leinster Masters, the Ulster Masters, and he's a great character, isn't he?
Always full of chat.
Yeah,
you always get a good bit of chat out of Brian. So it should be a fun trip. Again, on the Badminton Talk podcast, we wish you and all of those players the very, very best. And Mark, can we then get a review with you on the podcast when you come back? Yes, absolutely. I'll let you know how we got on. Okay. All the Irish players got on, yeah. Yeah, unless we decide to do an international Badminton Talk podcast now that we're on location, we could dial in and... Dial in on Zoom from Spain, yeah. Spain, yeah. So that could be adventurous. So, okay. So we're here on, it's actually a Thursday. It's the 25th of November. It's starting to get a bit cold in your car, Mark, here. We'll have to go in for a coffee somewhere. But visible always with the COVID, keep it cold, keep the windows ventilated. And Mark's PCR test has come back negative, which is fantastic news. As all these protocols, as indeed the team heading to Portugal, the young players are vaccinated and the vaccines will do, but they have to fill in their locator form before they go over, Mark, because it has to be done within 4 days of return. Thursday, come back on Sunday. You see, my maths was always very good. That's 4 days. So we got to fill that form in. So anybody listening there from the squad of under 19s, I'm sure you'll already have been reminded to get those location forms in. Mark, more events really finished the season from an Irish context. Obviously from an international, there's always tournaments taking place. So the under 13s, and it's great. I love talking about the juveniles and the juniors, the under 13s nationals, and the passion for it's just great, and they're hungry, and they, we need to care about them and put our hands on them. Really get interested and tell them what they're doing, and it's like a little flower. It blossoms up. And the under 13s and the under 17s are playing down in Threadneedle. Do you know where Threadneedle is, Mark? Yes, I do. It's in Galway. You know everything. Hard to find Mark out in anything. Down in Galway at the Galway Leisure Tennis Club, I think known as the Lawn Tennis Club, to be exact. Lawn tennis. So we're going to see that. I think that's around the 10th, 11th of December, so that's on over 2 days. Galway Tennis Club have put a big investment into badminton. Really? Painted it. It's looking good. I hear streaming is going in. Woo! Philip McKeown got a contract there. God, he must be a millionaire at this stage with all. I tell you, if he's a voluntary. Philip, let's make sure the record is straight. Yes, I do believe backhanders. Backhanders. What brown envelopes? No. I can't say. John. Well. I think Mark, he's still got probably that it is totally voluntary. I think you might find that the under 13 nationals is streamed. Wow!
So for all our younger listeners to the Badminton Talk podcast, you can hopefully access the streaming. Keep an eye out on the social media. We'll try and throw a post out there on the Facebook and Instagram and our social media. It's always nice when you wake up on a morning to be able to just click a link, Mark. You don't have to faff around, and find out where the links are. Sometimes it's hard to find them. So that's taking place, and view that, Mark. I'll be down there, so I hope to keep my eyes on form and who is the rising stars and any shocks and surprises. But we'll save all that until the day.
Yes, absolutely.
To announce, and I'll start again, announce this officially on the Badminton Talk podcast. Thanks to always great work by Leinster Badminton. Muriel confirmed with me that the QWAG is back.
Good.
Is coming back. It's going to be the last one. We'll make it a Christmas festive one, of course. Royal Badminton Centre on Sunday, the 19th of December, running from 10 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And this
is the Christmas festive special, so we decided maybe we'll make a doubles tournament. We've been doing singles tournaments, and we will come back to the singles tournaments. Please, don't
they'll
worry,
be absolutely
the singles
back.
Players, but I think we need the odd doubles as well. Get those singles
Mark, you're back from the Worlds now, and you're feeling great with your medals all around you, and now you want to go doubles to prove, okay, anyone can take us on, because it will be a competition this time as well. We'll do round robins, of course. We'll divide. Everyone can possibly win the doubles. They'll be graded, and then that'll be great fun. And so for anybody that we'll be sending out on the QWAG probably early next week, taking names for that event itself. And Mark, it's very partner. Don't worry, we got a doubles partner for you. Is that right?
Fine. Yeah, we'll.
So if you're interested in playing, don't worry about that at all. We will do that. So that is taking place on the 19th, which is say, and that is, if I calculate, that's the Sunday before Christmas Day, which is the following Saturday.
Brilliant.
That's it, Mark.
Looking forward to it already.
Yeah, and then over Christmas, just to give Leinster a plug, it's the Leinster Close. Takes place for a couple of days in Whitehall Road. Yeah. I think it's Whitehall Road anyway. It's a traditionally Whitehall Road there, and David Hogan's always been right behind it, along with all the other players. Gene Kelly, I remember, and Eta Marin, and they're just a fantastic crew. The whole Leinster committee, and maybe David Murphy will be there looking, I think, Christmassy around that time. I can see him there. That's going to take place, and hopefully we see that posted out on the software. I haven't.
Just one other tournament that you might have missed is the National Under-17s on at the same time as the National Under-13s.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I talked about the Under-13s.
Maybe I did Under-13s. I think I slipped in Under-17 very quick. It might have been the hearing, Mark. Just whatever.
Maybe. I'll listen back just to make sure.
I hope I'm right.
I think I'm right.
Oh, he thinks he's right. I'll have to listen back to this as well. Always listen back to the Badminton Talk podcast on a Saturday morning.
So is that in Galway as well then?
That's in always in the 13s with the 17s, the 15s with the 19s. Sometimes in the seniors, Zondale seniors with the 15 nationals. Sometimes they go that way as well. But
you can bring us a report on the under-17s.
I will bring you a report, like you'll give me a report, Mark, from the vets. No, the masters. I mean, the vets. We don't call them vets. It sounds like they're crippled, and we know they're not. I know they're fit men and women, of course. So, Mark, we're just about running out of time here on the Badminton Talk podcast. Brought to you by the Q Shuttle, and by the time this goes out, it will be the day of Black Friday special will have passed. We want to thank everybody out there for purchasing and buying those Q Shuttle Golds and Q Shuttle Silver. It's a one day only, so hopefully
genuine reduction.
Yeah, genuine reduction. Hopefully you got to buy some of those shuttles for your clubs because they
minimum order 20 dozen.
Yeah, minimum order was 20 dozen, and if you have ordered them and you're still inquiring about them, of course, send an email to either Mark at My Mobile Badminton Shop or John at My Mobile Badminton Shop, and we'll make sure. .ie, of course, yeah, and we'll make sure they will get to you. Now the drums is rolling up, and of course this our exit sound for today is, you can hear it here. It is about time to kind of wrap up things here on the Badminton Talk podcast. It is the 25th November here. It's a beautifully cold morning. Mark, any final words that you want to say, or any final for you before you're out?
Yeah, I'm just, I actually probably have to calm myself down. I'm so super excited at the moment. I just need to zen out a little bit and control the...
Meditation, always recommended.
And calm myself down. And actually, I'm big into, so probably visualize great matches that I played in the past, or matches that I really felt that I played well in. And I'll try and bring back those good memories and see if I can get in the zone for the World Championships.
Yeah.
It's incredibly tough to win those medals and go.
Well, Mark, thank you for that comment, and good luck to you in your final days of preparation. Good luck to all the players who are playing in the many tournaments, those who have played in Scotland, to Wales, those of course the under-13, that are playing in Galway. No, I did remember before, and I need to stay in the Zen moment now, Mark.
Okay.
And if you're not on the QWAG and you want to be on the QWAG, simply send an email to mark@mymobilebadmintonshop.ie, of course.
Just to clarify, your QWAGs, that's our WhatsApp group.
Yeah, that's our WhatsApp. Yeah, so that's it's called. It's known as the kind of quality shuttle, or the Q shuttle WhatsApp group, and the benefit is that you're on a group of, I think we now have about 70 or 80 players. Text, and they can secure booking. Now there's going to be plenty of places for the doubles, because it's our first time doing this, and we have the full 8 courts on December the 19th. So but if you want to be on that, we'll be posting out then fixtures for the new year. As Mark said, we'll be back focusing on the singles, of course. It's great training. So Mark, that's really about it. I think it's time for us to kind of do a high five with our elbows. That was a great podcast here in location, Mark.
Always enjoy a natter with you, John.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Vice versa. You're never short of a word, Mark.
Likewise.
I do my, along. He was always good at an old natter too,
Yes, I know Brian
big
well.
shout out to Brian. Hope he's keeping well, and hope Brian's still doing all work around the house. I know you do Trojan work, and a few little holidays in Spain too, but well deserved. Okay, that's it, Mark. We will just play out our final kind of drumming. We show next Saturday time. Bye bye, Mark.
Bye, John.